Na 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 geeks in na 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 closet na 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 geeks in na 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 closet na 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 geeks in closet na 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 geeks in closet na 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 closet. Oh God. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Geeks in the Closet, episode 7.
6.
7?
6.
6?
We don't count.
We're not counting the special.
The VR doesn't get a number. The specials don't get numbers.
Damn it. I was going to say the Geeks Awaken for episode 7. It's not going to happen now.
I'm moderator next week, so I know I'm going to introduce it.
Stealing that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Joining you this week, it is I, your friendly neighbourhood moderator, Jay. Joined with me, my geeks in arms. To my right, Connor.
Hello.
And to my left, Fran.
Heidi.
Okay, so everybody.
I just said Heidi, didn't I?
Hi.
Heidi.
I was gonna hi or Heidi. Ho. Is it gonna be hi or howdy and then Heidi? Apparently.
Heidi works.
I want to say
Yeah,
hello. I greeted you with the name of a goat herd.
Oh dear.
Okay, so we're going to start with Fran, because he's on the
Clearly.
ball today. How was your week in geek?
Honestly, a lot of my week in geek remains classified because I'm still doing some work for an upcoming Try Something Nerdy segment.
Oh,
Okay.
So a lot of it is kind of off the radar at the minute. I will release the redacted files soon.
Yes.
But I did manage to catch the first episode of Sci-Fi's The Magicians.
Oh.
So it's
with the exact same reaction.
Yeah.
Oh.
What is this?
it's based on a book by Lev Grossman and
Why do I know that name?
L-I-E-V?
L.E.V.
Oh.
I don't know why you'd know him because he's only done like 4 books and 3 of them are in the same trilogy, the Magicians trilogy,
Okay.
and then you've got this other one called, I don't know, Codex, something like that. It's completely different. Yeah, I picked up the book about 2 years ago because the cover says Harry Potter for adults. So I was like, oh, this could be interesting.
I tried reading this.
Oh.
I actually did the first one.
The Magicians, it's called.
Yeah.
Did you read the whole thing?
I couldn't get through it. And then I was halfway through it, and then we moved, and I still have it. I just couldn't get back into it.
Yeah, it is. It's difficult. Like, it says Harry Potter for adults, but I feel like a more accurate description would be the cast of Skins goes to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a lot of sex, drugs, experimentation.
Well, Skins doesn't... The word adults doesn't come to mind when you say Skins, so like...
I think he means adult themes. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot.
Ah, okay.
Like, there's a lot of experimentation.
Because I would have thought myself that Pat Rothfuss's work, that's very much Harry Potter Goes to College nearly in certain places.
Yeah, I know it's not bad. It's a good series. I've only read the first book. I'm currently reading the second book because I don't know how quickly the TV series is going to catch up. So I said, I'll go back into it. It's a very different book. The second book is completely different from the first one. The first one you can nearly read as a standalone. But yeah, it looks good. Like, it's sci-fi. I was a bit nervous because Sharknado and whatnot.
Yeah, Sharknado.
Okay,
Yeah.
for a sec, so you meant sci-fi as in the channel, not sci-fi as in the genre.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
sci-fi.
Sci-fi as they're called.
Sci-fi.
Yeah,
Big
but
Bang
they're good.
Theory.
Like, the actors are good. The casting is good. The special effects seem pretty on fleek for whatever budget they have. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one. I remain cautiously optimistic. They've definitely gone off the book a little bit. And like the first big thing I noticed was in like the first half an hour, the principal of the magic school kind of says, "Oh, this is a 3-year course," whereas in the books it's like a 1-year postgrad.
Oh.
So, you can hear the milk hitting the cash guy.
We gotta get our seasons in.
Yeah, exactly. So that's basically my week in geek.
Okay, Connor.
I have a TV show to talk about, a book to talk about, and a game to talk about. What do you want to hear first?
Oh God, surprise me. Listen,
Let's go
3
for the book.
things.
I'm a big
unprecedented.
book
I'm going to go for the game
Unprecedented.
first because it's the shortest and the easiest.
Go
I
on.
platinumed Final Fantasy VII.
Woo!
Yay! I finished it off today. The 2 hardest trophies to get in terms of skill and time were just painful. But then I was very happy with myself. Ruby Weapon. Do you remember Ruby Weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I defeated. He
no,
shook
he
his head.
doesn't.
No.
No, he
shaking
doesn't.
my head. I forgot this is not.
Ruby
visual.
Weapon and Emerald Weapon were the 2 super bosses. They're the optional bosses that are extremely hard to defeat.
Yeah.
And you really have to think. I defeated Emerald Weapon on my 3rd try and Ruby Weapon on my 1st. Ruby was supposed to be the harder one, so I was quite proud of myself.
Fair play
So,
to you. It's a lot of work.
yay!
A lot of
Yes.
work.
Give Connor a like on Twitter for that one, because he's been working really hard on that.
I did. I tweeted a picture of the trophy, if you don't believe me.
For Mother's Day. It's pretty good.
Yes, exactly. What else? Then TV show. Myself and T got, I suppose you could say, back into Once Upon a Time.
Oh, yeah, I tried to watch that Once Upon a Time. I got one or maybe 3 or 4 episodes into it. It's not bad. I just lost track of it.
It is a bit like that at the first half, because we started watching it, we got as far as maybe episode 8, and then our interest just fizzled out.
Yeah.
And then it's on Netflix now, and I was like, do you know what, this keeps cropping up. I'm gonna just watch an episode I've watched before first. So I did.
Yeah.
It's very good. So basically, for anyone who doesn't know, it's it takes all the kind of classic Disney movies, any kind of children fairy tales and books and all that kind of thing, and they all live in this other dimension, or another land they call it in the TV show, called the Enchanted Forest. That's the dimension.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting, because it's not for kids because of the language that's used, and there is death and stuff, but it's definitely not for it's not a HBO series.
It's for people
either.
who've grown up. Like, the character's been around for years and years. But Robert Carlyle as Rumpelstiltskin is quite good.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's
Very good. And just all around, I don't know any of the actors' names off the top of my head, but all around they're all like, no one's a
Decent
really
enough,
bad
yeah.
actor.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? They all do very well. I really like it because I like the little twists they do. I mean, I don't want to say any of the twists because it's spoilerific.
Don't, yeah.
But they kind of, I'm gonna just basically say, for example, they take the story of Little Red Riding Hood. So we know Little Red Riding Hood. There's a granny. There's a wolf, and blah blah blah. All those elements are still there, but not the way that they are in the classic fairy tale. So it's basically saying, look, we got the fairy tales wrong. These things did happen, but not in the way that we thought they did. Halfway through season 2 at the minute. It's very interesting.
How many seasons are there?
It's the 5th is currently airing.
And what's on Netflix? Because that's what I'd be watching on.
It's
current.
It's pretty current. I think, I'm not sure because I'm not that far ahead, but I think they are releasing the episodes as they come.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like what they did with the latter half of season 5 of Breaking Bad, if you remember.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're doing with it. So no, it's very good, and I recommend it. And then finally, I'm reading a book, and first of all, for anyone who watches Always Sunny in Philadelphia, did anyone remember the episode called Flowers for Charlie? And it was about Charlie got like this pill, and it was supposed to make him smarter, and then he got all
Yeah.
So that
he wore glasses or something. I can't remember now. Yeah.
And he got really confident and all this kind of thing. But it turns out that that's a tribute to the book I'm reading.
Oh.
Which is called Flowers for Algernon. And,
I heard about this very recently. Why would I have heard about this?
Because I told you about it.
Yes, you did.
You guys are friends. You talk outside.
Every now and then.
I remember this.
And what's kind of interesting is the main character is actually called Charlie. So it kind of matches. So basically, it basically follows the episode of Always Sunny follows the book. It's about this man who is... it was printed in 1966. So he's referred to as... Francis Derrick, you are so distracted.
He's sticking post-its on his head right now.
Connor, continue.
I didn't even see what was written on that.
You don't want to know.
You don't need to know. Anyway, so basically it's about this man who is he's retired is what they keep calling him, and it's his diary. So the first entry is his progress report, and he's after signing up to this experiment that will make someone more intelligent than they actually are. And it kind of improves their mental capabilities and all this, and it's
Limitless.
Yeah, it's basically Limitless,
But it predates Limitless.
yeah, it's from the 60s. It's fascinating to read because it starts off like he's atrocious spelling, hardly any punctuation, no capital letters. Like, it's printed like that on purpose, and you're reading it, and sometimes you have to reread certain words. And there's some words you have to say out loud, and then when you say them out loud, you're like, oh, I know what they're trying to say. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant because then after he has the procedure to make him more intelligent, it gradually you can see the tiny changes in the writing
as he's learning.
Yeah, like, I mean, at one point he titles them all progress report, and he spells progress PROGRIS, right, which is a fair stab.
Yeah.
But then at one point he said, oh, the nice nurse told me how to spell progress properly, and then from then on he spells progress properly.
Okay.
And it's just gradual things like that. But I'm at a stage now in the book where it's kind of becoming a bit of a moral dilemma, because basically, not only because he has special needs, not only was his intelligence very low, but his emotional maturity was quite low as well. And now he's kind of getting to this point where his intelligence is better than most people's, but his emotional intelligence is still more kind of adolescent emotionally. And it's just very interesting, and it's fascinating for him. When you're reading, you're seeing him have certain memories come back to him, and then finally understand what was going on.
Yeah.
Like back then he didn't, but he still remembered what was said, and now he's understanding what's going on a bit more. So it's a really, really good read, and if you haven't read it before, it's a bit of a classic. I strongly recommend it, and go for it.
Okay.
That's
Sounds deep.
It is, but it's very easily read at the same time. Like, he's a very relatable character, and you're really rooting for him the entire time.
Okay.
So
nice. Colour be intrigued.
yeah.
And how did you find this? Where did you find this recommendation?
Oh, actually, yeah, I didn't say this is the interesting thing. Well, as you remember from episode 3 or 4, was it? When we talked, it was 3, I think, where we talked about Reddit.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. Back in episode 3, I did a bit about Reddit, and I don't know if I mentioned Reddit does a Secret Santa every year. Yeah. So basically, you sign up for this. You give your
Didn't Santa not arrive for you one year?
Yeah, Santa didn't arrive.
He was very bold, and he didn't.
I was very bold last Christmas because I missed the deadline, and then it was just the thing, like, when the pressure was off for missing the deadline, I was like, oh, okay, I'll send it when I get a chance. I sent it like at the end of January, but I wrote this big letter of apology.
Okay.
Long story short, you fill in a questionnaire of your interests and your, what you like, what you don't like, all that kind of thing, and the person will then send a present to you, and meanwhile you send a present to another third person.
Yeah, it's based on your likes. So you have a list of likes, and then they can,
and what
work
my
from that.
Secret Santa did is they saw that I really liked reading, and I mentioned in my questionnaire that I love reading, but I just haven't. I sometimes I don't have as much time as I'd like.
Yeah.
So they found my Goodreads account. Well, they asked for my Goodreads account, and then went through it to see what did I not read. And they saw that I hadn't read Flowers for Algernon, so they sent that on.
Very nice of them.
No, it was. And I thank you, Secret Santa, whoever you are, if you're listening. You don't know who I am either, because you don't have my real name. But anyway, so that was my Week in Geek.
Cool.
Jay,
I'll go
what
for
did
mine
you
then.
get up to?
I too am working on something top secret that I haven't told either of you, actually, but I've been working on that. Other than that, I've finished Dragon Age.
Yay.
So I can stop talking about that now. I'm not going to bother platinuming that one. It's too difficult. You actually have to play it again. It's impossible to platinum in your first run, because there's a couple of trophies you can only get on your second run, so screw that.
I don't mind that. I don't mind when trophies do that if the game is fairly short.
Yeah, well, you could play the game.
You could run through it.
Short. I spent 200 hours playing Dragon Age, but I played all the DLCs and I covered pretty much everything. Fran's probably going to finish it in about 70 hours, I'd say. What are you on now, do you think?
No idea.
No
I
idea.
don't bother checking that type of stuff.
I'd say he's about 70, 80 hours. He'll probably finish it. You could finish it in that time if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've gone back to
I noticed.
I've gone back to the harsh mistress that is Bloodborne. I've gone down that rabbit hole.
Oh god.
Back in episode 1, I pegged that selected it rather as my 2015 pick for best game, and then I
Good
absolutely
choice.
butchered explaining why, because I couldn't remember why. It's hard to think about Bloodborne when you're not playing it and then say good things about it, because
If I remember correctly, you said it took blood, sweat, and tears and pain. It's so hard to get back into, and it's devastating. And Fran just said, "Great,
sounds
pick."
great." Yeah, so I didn't sell it very well for anyone who hasn't experienced it before, but now that I'm playing it again, I remember why. Like, this game does not treat you like a child, it treats you like an adult.
Yeah.
And if you succeed at something in the game, you feel amazing. Even if it's something small, it's clearing an area out. Once you've done that, you feel like you've really achieved something important, like something difficult, and you've done it. Like, it's not like you're playing a game where you're just going to succeed no matter how much time. Like, you put a bit of time into it, you're going to succeed. You'll get through this level. You'll do whatever.
It's not that.
This is no. If you've succeeded at something, if you've gone through this area, you've done really bloody well, and fair play to you. And God, I'm enjoying that feeling now. I've gone back and done a bit of grinding because it has to be done. Even though whenever you go up a level, your stats don't change that much, But if you go up 10 levels, you start noticing it then. But
It's a hard slog.
it is. I'm in a place called Canehurst Castle or Canhurst Castle.
Oh
at the
yeah,
moment.
you found it, but I didn't, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went back anyway. I'm there again now. It's kind of a vampiric sort of. It's a big giant castle I'm scaling at the moment. I'm pretty sure I'm getting close to whatever the area's boss is, and I'll report back on that. But God, some of the enemies in that area are ridiculous. Like, even a normal enemy is pretty much a boss battle. You're just trying to dodge around and not get hit because you'll be killed immediately. So, yeah, that's what I'm toiling with at the moment.
Fair play for getting back into it. I don't know if I can jump into that.
Yeah, but it's gonna be
Cesspit
it's,
again.
it's gonna be one of my things if I
Yeah.
ever go to Comic-Con or something. Where I go, I've platinum to Bloodborne, and all of a sudden,
Get into
Come
it.
this way, sir.
he's cool. The VIP section.
Actually, that's one thing I like about Bloodborne is, I don't know if you know this, Fran, but if you platinum it at Bloodborne, you get an email from the developers with a free theme for your PlayStation that you
Yeah.
can only get if you platinum the game.
And you can only get if you're in Europe. So sorry,
Yeah.
our American or Australian friends, or
Of
anyone
which we
else who's
have,
playing.
apparently.
Of which we have, because we're now live.
Yes,
Woo.
yes, we are.
Thank you,
Okay.
USA. Shall we go to news, Fran?
Well, it's not going anywhere. So if you want to go to news, we can totally go to news.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, we're going to news now.
Do I get my little ditty like you guys? Do? Okay. Hello. Okay. Hello and welcome to the news section of Geeks in the Closet. Where shall we start? Why not with Star Wars? Because
Okay.
we always start with Star Wars.
And because it says number 1 beside it.
Jay, stop eliminating the mystery here.
Uh,
So first off is some sad news.
Oh.
The creator of the R2D2 droid,
Yes.
Tony Dyson, has been found dead at his home in Malta.
oh, no.
Yeah, aged just 68, his body was found by police in his apartment after being contacted by his friends who had grown concerned that they hadn't seen Tony in a few days. Foul play has been ruled out, but there is an autopsy plan to discover the actual reason of death. The British professor moved to Malta in the 1990s and worked on other iconic geek movies such as Superman 2, Moonraker, and some film I don't know called Dragon Slayer.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Okay. He was nominated for an Emmy for his special effects supervision. So basically he's the guy who built the droids.
Okay, right, okay.
Yeah, so he built...
Physically built them or designed them as well? Or
Well, I'm guessing both, but he did physically
Okay.
build them. And he built kind of like the ones that were robotic and the ones where there was an actor inside. So, yeah.
I'm just thinking on a side now. If I get hit by a bus, how long does it take you guys to realise that I'm dead?
A month.
Like, Jay's been missing for about 4 episodes. What's going on?
Well, that's what you get for going outside the closet. Like,
It's a big world out there. Take what it
that
is.
just kind of strikes me because I think now a lot of the big pop culture behemoths have been around for long enough now that their forefathers of those things are going to start
Yeah,
dying.
yeah.
Like, I mean, Alan Rickman passed away earlier this year, which was devastating.
Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy, like, do you know what I
Bowie.
mean? Bowie. There's lots of different things that are just going to slowly.
Happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
What
know
you're
I
trying to
mean?
say is we're getting old now.
Yeah, I suppose it's not. Oh, it's everything. It's just what I mean is it
Yes,
has
everything is
everything
getting
gets
older.
older. Time does move forward.
Wow, it is so philosophical.
Geeks in the Closet exclusive for you. No, but what I mean is like Star Wars, Star Trek, all the things that have been around for years and years, geek wise, they're all fairly young still.
Yeah, yeah.
So now they're getting on, and still we're going to start hearing of more and more deaths that affect geek culture, I suppose.
Well, you guys didn't watch the Oscars, and I did for research purposes.
But look at that dig you just put in.
Just saying.
I do my job.
But what happened? Oh, but they had a memoriam
In memoriam.
in memoriam, and like there was just so many geek icons.
Okay.
From the last 12 months was crazy. Like Alan Rickman was there and Leonard Nimoy. They brought up Bowie as well because of his work for like the Crystal-
Labyrinth.
Yeah, Labyrinth. Yeah. It's just mad. Like it's gonna be.
But that's what I mean. That's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
Because those
They're at that
those
age.
franchises are at the age then that the people that created them and were involved originally are going to start getting on.
Jesus, we'll have a national holiday for Ian McKellen, I'd say.
Oh, safely so. Say so.
And rightly so. Moving on.
Christopher Lee died.
Not. Yes, he did.
No, we're not moving on.
He did. Yeah, he was up there too. Yeah.
Jeez, okay.
He moved on as well.
Moving on now.
Yes.
Go on,
Okay.
go on.
John Boyega has campaigned for a single-player story mode addition to the Star Wars Battlefront franchise.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So very quickly, in a series of tweeters,
Tweets?
tweets. Sorry, my handwriting is atrocious. In a series of tweet exchanges between the actor and EA Star Wars Twitter account, Boyega acknowledges that the game is great, but feels it does need a story mode for people.
Do you agree?
I always love story modes. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I love.
But do you
narratives.
think the game lacks because it doesn't have one?
I personally think it's the type of game that you can hop on, play for half an hour, and hop off again. Like, it's not.
Okay.
It's not the game I think that's going to suck you in for hours on end.
I don't think we're those kind of gamers, though. I mean, there's games like, let's say, Call of Duty. It's not really going to need a story mode.
No.
The people who are buying those games want to go in and play other people across the world and just have matches.
Yeah.
They don't need it. But Star Wars, God, you need a story for Star
Yeah,
Wars.
they're saying, like,
Yeah.
especially one of the points he made is Star Wars pins so much of its appeal on its heroes, like its people.
Yeah.
Like to take that out of the game is just kind of they're
Oh,
shooting
it's
themselves.
soulless.
But apparently, it's not a very financially lucrative
Game.
move. Having story modes in those type of games, like it's not worth the input isn't worth the
because they're
output.
going to get the people buying them anyway, and
Yeah.
the money to actually put in a story
Yeah, and
mode.
it'll never be advertised as like an RPG.
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
type of way. So it's like it's not worth it.
Yeah.
The third and final piece of Star Wars news before we
Go on to the
go on to the next galaxy is that there's been a few suggestions for the names of Episode 8.
Oh.
Have you seen this?
No.
Okay.
Fan
Go on,
suggesting?
Yeah,
or
well, no,
rumors?
sorry. Suggestions is too light a word, I would say.
okay.
Recommendations?
Supposed leaks, apparently.
Oh.
Okay, and there's two coming to the fore from two different sources. The first one that's been suggested is Episode 8, Tale of the Jedi Temple.
Okay.
Bit lengthy.
Yeah.
Bit lengthy, okay. What's your reactions to that one?
As in, what's the connotations of it?
Or what do you think? Like, what
Yeah, it is a bit lengthy. It doesn't sound like it's realistic, but
Like-
if it is the real title, then it's definitely alluding to where Luke has been for a while. I mean, like, if you were Luke, you probably would head off and look for an old Jedi temple.
The origins of the Jedi Order.
Yeah, you try to go back to basics and see what the Jedi Order was supposed to be back in the beginning, and maybe bringing some of that back. I don't know. What's the next one?
Well, first of all, that one came from Reddit.
Yeah.
Apparently, someone on Reddit put up a promotional picture, and that's since been removed. I saw it. It's just very simple. It's the black background, with the kind of couple of white stars, Star Wars in between. Like, it could easily be made by somebody on Photoshop. There's no credible thing, but it has been taken down.
Okay.
So whether that's kind of, I don't know. Maybe it's them putting out feelers. Who knows?
Yeah.
The second one is called Episode 8, The Order of the Dark Side.
No. Neither of those are real.
This one comes from
Again, too lengthy, I feel.
a Croatian Star Wars fan site. And the reason why Croatian's important there is because they're actually shooting in Croatia for the next one. I think it's either started or starting very, very soon. So yeah, they're the two. Neither have been confirmed or denied. The actual name is supposedly going to be released on May the 4th.
Of course it is.
That's going to be their thing. And
Of course.
May the 4th be with you.
but the secret working title for the movie on set is Space Bear.
Space Bear.
That's what they're calling it.
Can't they just call it that? Star Wars Episode 8, Space Bear.
And a little side note is that there's a picture on Twitter of a land speeder. You know the divisive land speeder?
An orange or pink one?
Yeah, see, it's covered in a tarp, so you can only see a fin sticking
brown,
out.
okay.
So basically, there was almost a bit of a civil war amongst the geeks in the closet over what colour was Ben Kenobi's land speeder. Is it Ben
Yeah.
Kenobi's or is it Luke's?
It is.
No, it was Luke's.
It's Luke's, actually.
Luke's had it at the Luke had it at the
Ben
beginning.
is Ben Kenobi is in it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the land speeder in episode 4, what colour is it? It's like the dress question.
Tweet us now at GeeksITC.
Yeah.
We will wait patiently.
Yeah, so that was one very similar that was spotted on set, so it's kind of, So maybe we'll finally get an answer to that with the new special effects.
Okay.
Right, very good. Now, guys, would you like to make some money?
Yeah.
Yeah? How much?
How much have you got?
Well, you can make anywhere from
What
a
do I
couple of
have to
hundred
do?
to up to $55,000 if you can root out your old Harry Potter books.
I have some of those, yeah.
Yes, because apparently A Books and other sellers have started appraising them, and apparently we've got to stage now, kind of like what you were saying, Connor. We've got to stage now where first edition of the Philosopher's Stone hardback in good condition can fetch as high a price tag as $40,000 to $55,000 US.
Wow.
Oh my
Now,
God.
to get that type of top dollar moolah,
It needs to be in good condition.
it needs to be attributed to Joan Rowling, not J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Oh,
The first 500 books that were printed were
Joan.
done that way. Of those
As in on the
500
front cover it says Joan
Yeah.
instead of JK.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though her name's Joanna.
Or maybe I'm reading that wrong. No, Joan Rowling. Joanne.
Oh, Joanne.
Joanne.
She's
Okay.
Joanne.
So Joanne Rowling, I'm sorry. And of those 500 books, 300 went to libraries.
Oh.
So that's what makes it even rarer again.
Wow.
Yeah, and Chamber of Secrets, same situation. Hardback good can fetch,
Yeah.
I think, around 10,000.
But it has to have not JK on the
Well,
front.
no, J.K. Rowling will get you a good bit of money, but it won't get you the 55,000 marks.
Okay, I'm gonna kill my mother.
And then basically, as the books go up, obviously the value goes down because it
Yeah.
gets more and more popularity.
Yeah.
But we're talking about, the covers they're looking for are the ones that we would have picked. You know, the
Yeah, the
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
classic
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Why are you going to kill your mother?
Yeah, let's go back.
The reason I'm gonna
It's
kill
Mother's
my mother,
Day, man. That's sick.
I know, but anyway.
What?
I think he needs tea and a
I know.
Why are you
psychiatrist
going to
chair.
kill your mother?
Okay, I was gathering all those books
Did she dump
as
them?
everyone was. No, they're not dumped. But there came a point where one of her friends from work wanted to borrow the books, and I said no.
All the books.
She wanted to borrow some of them. I think the friend had read a few of them. I can't remember if it was for her own children or for herself to read. But it was one of those things where I was kind of like, no, I'm not going to give those as a lend. I like my books to be
Plus,
kept
everyone
well.
rereads Harry Potter over.
Oh,
and over and
again,
over.
again. Like, I knew it was just for a lend, but I didn't trust them going out to someone I didn't know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was one of Mom's friends. I didn't know who it was, and I was like, I don't really trust this.
And I met your mom. She's got some pretty shady friends.
She does. shady friends.
Hi, Jay's mom.
She does not know I make this podcast. It's safe enough. So eventually I had to cave because, she fed me at the time. So I caved. I let her take the books away to her friend. Then they came back to me, and I remember. Was it the Order of the Phoenix? No, it was the Goblet of Fire. I remember because Goblet of Fire is my favourite book.
It's quite a long one.
Goblet of Fire came back to me in pieces. It had been ripped apart. I don't know who got their hands on it from that woman's house, but it came to me in pieces.
Did they say anything? This is sacrilege.
She just said sorry.
She didn't replace it.
Nope, wasn't replaced at all, and it was destroyed.
Sorry, we're marked explicit. You can say it.
Beep beep.
Destroyed.
What a beep.
I was so angry. I actually didn't say anything. I actually just took the book off my mother, looked at it, and just walked away without saying a
I'm
word.
picturing a tiny little Jay just shooting evils at his mother.
Never again did I
Wearing
give a
a robe
loan of
for some
anything.
reason.
Oh my god.
Wearing
That's
a
hard.
smoking jacket. and
Yeah.
a cravat.
No, I'm fine giving a lend of anything to mates, but if I don't know who it is and it's something important, I'm like, oh god.
That's hard.
You have to know they're going to respect it when you give it to them. Like,
Yeah, that
Jesus.
was
lousy.
fine. It
But
was.
anyway, this could have done me out of a load of money as well.
Seemingly.
Okay.
Okay.
But I think if it's Goblet of Fire, that's not not as.
It was big at that stage, so there was a lot more.
Okay, yeah. We want
It's
the
more the
earlier
first
ones.
three.
Yeah, it's more the first three. Actually, for some reason, I think Goblet of Fire, for some reason, is worth more than Prison of Azkaban.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I have
Right,
a,
guys.
just briefly, because I have a nice little story about how I got Prisoner of Azkaban. Because at the time, I didn't have any access to bookshops. I could only go to the library when I was a kid. So I read the first and the second one, and then the library didn't have any of the third one, even
Yeah.
though the fourth one was already out at this stage. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to read the fourth one until the third one. And at the time, my parents were buying life assurance or insurance. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
And the saleswoman was there, and she saw me finishing the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
I was just sitting in the kitchen, and she just talked to me about it. Turns out her and her husband were reading them together at
Oh.
the time, and she was like, "Oh wow, I have the third one. Like I can lend it to you if you'd like." And I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, no bother." And I just thought she was just trying to be nice to get my parents to buy life insurance. They didn't buy it off her in the end, but the next day she came up to the house, put it in the letterbox, and drove off without even knocking. And she wrote a message on the inside saying, like, to Connor, have a great adventure with this, from whoever and Joel. I can't remember her name, but it's just really nice. Like,
Connor, that's beautiful.
isn't it? It's
Yeah.
really, really nice. And my parents are still always like, she was just trying to get life insurance. And I was like, no, I don't think so. I think that was a genuine, look, I have this book and it's great.
Yeah.
But like, no, I still have it.
I'd like to believe she's just being nice.
Yeah, I'd like to too.
Tearing up.
Good. You should.
Excellent. Right. Iron Fist casting by Netflix. Game of Thrones actor Finn Jones has been cast as Danny Rand, aka Iron Fist. Jones plays Loras Tyrell on Game of Thrones. The series is set to debut in 2017, but there's been no official date or anything like that. Nothing.
Okay.
It's all just speculation. There's been some backlash to the casting, not per se because of the actor, but because of his ethnicity. Many people believe he should be Asian. Now, I know in the comics he's white, rich white kid.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are saying this is a perfect opportunity to introduce some Asian culture into the Marvel stable. Now, why change what was there? Do you know, it's that kind of question.
I'm so angry about this crap.
You're going to insult somebody some way. Like, you're either
Yeah.
I think they did the right choice. Do you know what I mean? Make
Also,
a new superhero.
Is it not a stereotype if they're like, well, he's a martial arts expert, so we may as well make him Asian?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, if they did that, someone would have said
racism.
that.
And also, it can't just be okay to kick the
no.
Caucasians to the curb, whatever you want. I mean, he's classically a Caucasian character. Leave him as such. There's nothing wrong with having any ethnicity as a superhero, but just create a new one. Don't wreck with the mythos or whatever.
So hopefully that won't impact on the actual performance of the show.
On a side note, when you mentioned the Oscars earlier, and then this, do you remember this year in the Oscars? There was a big thing about saying it's not very diverse, and hardly any black people are ever in the Oscars and all this. In the entire history of the Oscars, only one Asian person has ever gotten best actor or actress, and it was a woman, and it was back in 1938, I think, or something like that.
Black people stealing the limelight.
So yeah, it's kind of backwards racism once more. It's just like, look, you're trying too hard to be
Chris
PC.
Rock destroyed Will Smith and Jaden Smith?
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh, the wife?
Yeah. He just kept slating them during...
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought he was totally on side.
No.
All I heard was it's the White People's Choice Awards.
Yeah, well, I mean, his entire set. If the whole diversity issue hadn't come up, he probably wouldn't have been picked anyway. They probably would have gone a different direction.
Oh, they've
He
definitely.
said that himself.
Yeah,
like.
they sat in a room and they said,
Yeah.
"Okay, we need someone of color to."
But I
take
don't know
the
what
heat off of
else.
this.
That's all he talked about. That is all he talked about.
Yeah. Well,
But he
fair
was kind of
enough.
slagging her. He was saying Jaden Pinkin, whatever you call
Jada.
her.
Yeah.
Jada Pinka Chew. He was saying like, oh yeah, kick up a fuss and say you're not coming to the Oscars. Like, you're technically invited anyway.
Yeah. In fairness, though, stuff goes on behind the scenes that we don't always hear. Like, she was trying for the role of Trinity in The Matrix, and she was told she wasn't allowed. She couldn't be Trinity because the American public wouldn't believe an interracial couple in The Matrix. It would have ruined the
But
movie.
at the time, they were trying to, like, she was cast first as Trinity, and then
She was
they
actually cast.
she was
Okay.
and then they were trying to get Will Smith to be Neo. And he said no because he was like, I don't think people are going to want to watch a movie about a computer hacker or something to that effect. And then they cast Keanu Reeves, and they're like, oh shit, we have an interracial couple here, let's get rid of that.
Yeah, but that should not have been a problem.
It shouldn't have
That's
been.
ridiculous.
She was in it anyway as, what was her character's name? Niobe, I think.
Yeah, it is Niobe. Yeah, I went blank there. Yeah.
Oh,
She was good in it.
Was Will and your one together at the time?
Oh, they've been together years. Yeah.
Were they at that time?
I think
That was
so.
99, that's a good while ago now.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah,
their eldest
they probably
son is
were.
older than that, so I think so. Yeah.
No, he's not. He's only like 14.
No,
No,
the eldest son.
the
He's not.
Oh,
famous.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
another son. It's like the Osbournes. There's another one we don't know. Yeah.
Right, more casting news. Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey hey, have been cast as the Gunslinger and the Man in Black, respectively, for the movie adaptation of Stephen King's novel. It's his entire series, The Dark Tower.
Wow. I
So-
should have read those books.
Well, maybe.
Okay.
I listened to the first one, The Gunslinger, on audio.
You like your audiobooks.
I do, and I started listening to it, and it's only 7 hours long, and it
Sure.
took me about, I'm gonna say 10 months to listen to it.
What?
Yeah,
Was
it's
it
just
because
not good?
the narrator was terrible?
No, he was excellent. He's George Goodall. Do you know he's an actor? He's a very famous actor.
Okay.
Back in the day, like more of a Western guy.
Yeah.
Very, very good narration. But the book is just very boring. Very boring. It's very small. It has been said that it is not a good reflection of the series as a whole.
Okay.
But you could nearly not read it. Start
Okay,
from book
yeah,
2. and it makes much more sense as a narrative.
Okay.
But the movies are not following the same sequence of the books. They're kind of jumping back and forth.
Okay.
Obviously to make the story more interesting.
Yeah.
There's some Twitter banter between the two because the story, basically, without giving it away, Idris Elba is going to play Roland Deschain, and he's the gunslinger, and his job is to track down the Man in Black. He's kind of like this rogue magician, and that's Matthew McConaughey, and the whole story is about him following the Man in Black across a desolate landscape and trying to capture him. So I think Elba went on Twitter and tweeted to Matthew McConaughey and said, "You have a new follower."
Yeah.
Very nice.
I get it.
So that's supposed to be coming out in January
Okay.
2017. There's also talks of linking it into a TV show, so kind of multi-platform.
God, they're really doing that lately, aren't they?
Yeah, apparently Stephen King is very excited. He thinks the casting is excellent. He thinks they're going to handle it very well. And
How much of a role will he have? King will King have in the film making process?
Is he going to be George R. R. Martin for Game of Thrones?
I'd say,
Is he an executive producer?
I think this is his baby. Like this, he loves it. It's an 8 novels long.
Is he writing the scripts?
I don't know. That's a very good question. It's 8 novels long, and apparently, kind of like a Brandon Sanderson thing. If you read his other books, you can see reflections of characters and things connect. Like it kind of spreads through everything. Okay. So yeah, watch that space. That is coming soon.
Cool.
Now, news of Marvel. Civil War 2 is upcoming.
Yes.
The comics.
In comics.
Oh, right. Okay.
Don't panic.
I was like, what? They haven't released the first
It's
one.
interesting what Civil War 2 is about, though.
Yes. Now, I'm not going to say too much because of the characters who are involved, you might be able to make
just
some...
don't talk sides.
Yeah. You can make some kind of connotations, who's going to survive, etc. But the crux of the problem is that a superhuman emerges with the ability to predict future disasters before they happen. Then the Avengers become divided once more over the question of whether criminals can be held accountable for crimes before they have been committed. So
Minority
sounds
Report.
just like Minority
It's not original in the
no,
slightest.
it's not.
Hopefully they tackle it in an original way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they could have come up with a better...
Yeah. So do I.
I
But I guess...
I just feel like that's not something people would come to blows over. Do you know what I mean? I can't imagine, like, the initial problem with the Superhero Registration Act in the first Civil War, I can see people coming to blows over that. But just maybe not this. This is something maybe you'd be angry and shouting
okay,
at
if you
each other.
show up to Captain America and you tell him, listen, we've got to incarcerate this guy for the rest of his life because in 20 years' time he's going to do this.
I don't think he'd follow. He'd be like, no, we have to give him a chance to do right, wouldn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
No, I think
he'd
it
be very
would.
like-
I just...
No, I think he would. But what I mean is, I can't imagine that being something that...
Well, yeah, no, I don't think it justifies a war.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But yeah, so anyway, as I said, hopefully they do tackle it in a very interesting manner. Because
But what if your man says a superhero is going to commit a crime? Spider-Man is going to do this, and Spider-Man's like, hey, I'm not going to do that, I'm a good guy.
I'm one of you. Oh, I better not say that.
I know, but it's not an original idea. But was the original Civil War an original idea? I can't think of anything off the top of my head now, but I wouldn't be surprised to hear that there was a registration thing that they stole that idea from.
I'm sure there is somewhere.
I'll Google it for next week, but I'm
Yeah.
sure that wasn't original either. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, guys, that's the news.
Done?
Yeah,
Finito?
very good.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Right. Well, I guess we're moving on to our talking point of this week, which is Batman, the good and the bad, in the lead up to Batman v Superman, which is at the end of this month. So I guess we're going to be doing a lot of Batman and Superman talk in the lead up. So I guess we'll open up with how Batman's been portrayed over the years. Has it been positive? Has it been negative? Has it been a mixture of both? What do we think? Fran, what's your take on this? What's your favourite Batman interpretation or depiction? Or
Fran is
in anything,
sweating
movie,
bullets
TV,
right now.
he looks really uncomfortable, which is why I picked him.
Yeah, because I did loads of research for this segment.
Hang on, you give a dig earlier.
Definitely my favourite Batman has to be Christopher Nolan's portrayal of Batman.
The whole series, or can you single out one?
The whole series, like
Okay.
the journey of the
okay.
Batman. Because before, definitely, probably because it was at that perfect age to appreciate not just the comic book side of things, but the actual movie and story side of things as well. So it was like, grand, it wasn't just interest in the action sequences.
Yeah.
Just to flip that on its head, my earliest memories of Batman would be the animated series. I had it on video. I had two of them on video. It was like 4 episodes in each one. I think that just watched them over and over and over again. And then the Adam West used to be on really early on the Den.
Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
Kapow! So yeah, would have watched that then a lot. Yeah, I didn't really answer your question, and that was on purpose.
No, you did. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Connor, same question.
Who's the best Batman?
Yeah, what's your favourite in terms?
Kevin Conroy.
It doesn't have to be movies.
Who?
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy.
He's gone animated. Okay.
He's the voice of the
Which one?
Batman.
Which animated series is that?
The one we watched when we were younger.
But
he
also
voices he also voices Batman in the Arkham films, and he's done one or two of the kind of the DC animated movies, and as well as
Which
that,
are very good.
He also plays Bruce Wayne in Batman Beyond, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm nearly definitely sure that he is.
I have to double check that.
But either way,
Yeah.
even if not, I still think he's just. I think what's really interesting about him is he was the first really actor to give a vocal difference between Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
Something that Christian Bale then emulated in later on, and I just think that's I don't know. It's just when I see Batman and when I read a Batman comic, that's the voice I hear in my head.
Yeah.
You know,
What does
That's
it tell
fair.
you to do, Connor?
tells me to burn things.
Only joking. That's not
That's
what
how
he
it
said.
is.
Did you see Christian Bale has come out recently and said that he feels he could have done a better Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I don't know what he means by that.
It's just
Like-
I don't know. Survivor's
I'd
guilt.
say he's looking back at the dark.
That's
Yeah,
cold.
no, he's probably kind of right. Because I'd say he's going back and he's looking at the Dark Knight and he's saying, everyone talks about Heath Ledger for that. Heath Ledger did a great job. What was I doing there?
Yeah, that's true.
He was kind of overshadowed in that. Now, whether it was one of those, was Heath Ledger so amazing, or was it because he died? Is it the Kurt Cobain effect? But I don't know. You can never answer that question. He did do a great performance. Would he have been as acclaimed if he hadn't died afterwards? Who knows? But still, a
Yeah,
great
but like
performance.
when he was cast originally, people were like giving it, screaming and shouting. People were
Oh
tearing
yeah,
the walls
and
down.
same thing with what's her name as Catwoman, Anne Hathaway.
Yeah,
And same thing with Ben Affleck now. So
Yeah.
you just have to wait and see.
yeah. Trust the casting director.
Yeah,
That's, what
that's
we
all you have to do. My favourite, which you can see on my article on the website if you look it up, Batman, the good and bad depictions. I selected Batman Begins for that, mainly because it did something different with Batman. We got a proper origin story. But since Fran already picked that one, I'm not going to talk more about that. I'm going to say Tim Burton's Batman Returns, which I thought was amazing. Like letting Tim Burton have free reign in a movie.
It was very. I watched it
crazy.
recently enough, as in last year.
Yeah.
It was my first time to watch it again after like I'd say 5 or 6 years. Like so it was.
Yeah.
And then to have
How
watched,
does it age? Does it hold up alright?
it's just quintessentially Tim Burton.
It's wacky and zany.
Yeah. He takes his time to do things that like other directors wouldn't bother in a Batman movie. Like there's a lot of scenes of just the Penguin walking, kind of, and moving around.
Yeah.
Where like, and he just plays the music well, and like he focuses.
Diddly diddly diddly
it's just-
diddly bum 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 diddly diddly. Sorry, I'm carried away. But it's nice to have a movie like Batman, like a product like Batman, and say, do you know what? Let's give it to Tim Burton. Let him do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they reined him in a little bit. They didn't put Johnny Depp in there.
No,
They
but
might have in the third.
Johnny Depp
one.
wasn't Tim Burton's go-to guy at the time.
Was that not?
Edward Scissorhands was
Yeah,
91,
that happened.
And Batman, the first Batman was 89, and then
But the
Batman
one
Forever
after
was-
that.
Yeah, but sure, like, why would he can't recast Batman as after it being Michael Keaton and doing something.
No, but he would have Johnny Depp as.
But
a
speaking
villain or
of Michael
something.
Keaton, I think props to him. He did fairly well with Batman as well.
I still think he's the best Batman.
Really?
Yeah, I peg him as the best one. Well, in movie land, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I've seen Spotlight quite recently, so I'm only picturing Michael Keaton as the old journalist trying to wear the Batman suit. It doesn't work in my head anymore.
Or Michael
Birdman.
Keaton as Birdman in
Yeah.
God, that was a great movie.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
All about Birdman.
Yes.
It's all about Batman, really.
Yeah, really was.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's my favourite. It was just crazy. It was wacky. It was really dark. Like, you wouldn't let your kids watch that, even though I was a kid and I did watch it. But they shouldn't have let me watch that, but it was amazing.
You hear that, Jay's mom?
That's the second thing you've done wrong in this podcast alone.
His therapy bill is coming to you.
Okay, staying with that tone, what's the worst Batman you've ever seen and why? We'll go with Connor this time.
I think one springs to mind, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, okay. It's too easy to say Adam West, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
So I'm going to say Val Kilmer. And the reason I'm saying he's the worst is because he's the most forgotten one.
and
right.
I had forgotten about him until you just said it.
That's what I mean.
The
And
world
yeah,
has forgotten about Val
Who
Kilmer, I
Who was
think.
the bad guy in that one?
Which one? He was.
How many-
Was he in that?
No,
He was
no.
a few.
Did any actor do more than one Batman? Besides?
Michael Keaton.
Did two.
Michael Keaton
The
did
two.
two.
George Clooney.
George Clooney did one.
Val
Michael
Kilmer.
Keaton, Michael Keaton was
George Clooney did
the
two.
Riddler and Two-Face. That one. Batman Forever.
Oh, hold on. Okay, we had Michael Keaton in Batman 1989, and then Batman Returns. Then
Yeah.
we had after that Val Kilmer. That must have been Batman Forever.
That was Catwoman, wasn't it?
No. Catwoman.
No,
Michelle
yeah,
Pfeiffer.
sorry.
No, that was Batman Returns. Batman Forever was the Riddler and Two-Face, so that must have been Val Kilmer. Then it was Batman and Robin, so it was George Clooney, so it was only one for George Clooney as well then. There was going to be a third one, Batman Triumphant, but that was cancelled because Batman and Robin was so crap. And there was also going to be a Robin spin-off with Chris O'Donnell, which was also cancelled because it was crap.
I'm on IMDb here, and yeah, Val Kilmer was only in one Batman movie. But I think the reason I'm picking him for me as the worst Batman is because you have Michael Keaton is remembered because he's the perfect Batman to go up against Jack Nicholson's Joker. Like,
Yeah.
he did well. You know, most of the time the Joker outshines Batman in any portrayal.
Oh, yeah.
In TV, in games, everything. So he's remembered there. He's also remembered because of his performance in Batman. Always no. What is that?
What? Forever?
Batman Forever. Yeah, BFF.
BFF.
In joke.
But basically, no. I think it's just the Val Kilmer one. George Clooney is known for being the worst, but I don't think that's George Clooney's fault. I think that's the script's fault.
Yeah,
It was,
shoddy.
and in fairness to Joel Schumacher, though, he was pretty reluctant to do any of that movie. And in fact, the third one he wanted to do, Triumphant, was going to be much darker.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do that for the fans. But in fairness, he did roll over and do Batman and Robin, so he hasn't got much of a leg to stand on. But the what he was planning to do for Batman Triumphant sounded interesting, and some of it was kind of done as well. The plan
But
was...
we'll come back to that when we hear everyone's worst.
Yeah, go on, okay. Is it me now? My worst. Okay, well, in the article, the worst... Well, I've done a few worst because I've done TVs, movies, and games, but it has to be Batman and Robin. It has to be.
Yeah.
That's
It has to be. It was
It's clearly-
terrible. And yeah, just look at my article. I go on a big, massive rant about it. It's
Is it a Mikey standard rant?
Yeah, I went full Mikey.
You went full-
I went
you
full
never
Mikey.
go full Mikey.
I went full Mikey in places. Yeah, it's just bad. And yeah, no, the worst thing in that movie for me was the Bat card. Is the worst thing in that movie.
What was the back card?
He whips out a Batman credit card at one point as a funny gag
For an auction
Oh,
or
it
something,
was
wasn't it?
terrible. Yeah, he bought something at an auction. Remember, there was the women in the gorilla suits or something, and they had to buy. No,
This was a bizarre movie.
no, they had to buy a girl for the evening, and they were all dressed as flowers or something. And then he ends up coming in, and
Was Poison Ivy in that
I
movie?
can't even remember. Yeah.
That was the
Thurman.
Poison
Yeah.
Ivy, Bane,
Yeah.
and Mr. Freeze. Even though Bane was just a thing, like it wasn't. Oh.
A
He looked-
Batman credit card.
And also,
Let
did
alone the
his
fact
bat
that-
suit have nipples?
Yeah,
Yes.
so there
It's
were bat
infamously-
nipples.
infamously.
The infamous bat nipples. Yeah, it was
Apparently,
awful.
if you say you saw it, he apologizes and pays you the price of your the ticket for the
Oh.
cinema at the time.
Fair enough.
Oh.
He hated
Yeah.
it just as much as we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
He point blank refused to do Triumphant.
Just
Can I talk about that now? Can we talk about it? Can I talk about
Well,
it?
to be honest, like, I'm so ambivalent. Like, I mean, there's no Batman I really, really, really didn't like.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one, I suppose George Clooney's a bit cringy, and I honestly had forgotten entirely about Val Kilmer until you mentioned there. So, like, I'll just back up the two of you if anyone asks.
Yeah. Good way out of it. But anyway, Joel Schumacher had planned, okay, I'm going to do another Batman movie. It's going to be for the fans. It's going to be dark, and I'm going to redeem myself.
I like the name.
Schumacher.
Batman
Triumphant. Yeah.
Batman Schumacher.
Talking about Joel Schumacher or the movie?
It's
Yeah.
a good strong name. No, Triumphant.
Yeah.
I like it.
The plan was Scarecrow was going to be the bad guy. A
Okay.
lot of it was going to be similar in tone to Year One, I think. They were throwing a load of ideas around about that. Scarecrow was the bad guy. They were going to introduce Harley Quinn as the daughter of the Joker, and she was
Of Nicholson's Joker.
Joker, and she was a toy maker or something like that. But they were inserting her in the story, and basically what's going to happen was Scarecrow was going to release his toxin, attack Batman with it, and he was going to see visions of the Joker throughout the movie, Jack Nicholson's Joker, which is very similar if anyone played Arkham Knight. So they not stole, but they used that idea anyway, to great effect in Batman Arkham Knight.
Very much so.
A spoiler, by the way, if you haven't played that, but it's been out a while, so you should have by now.
Have you got to that point in the game?
I am at the point of the game where I'm trying to free scientists from Ace Chemicals.
It's the same issue where last time we were talking about.
Yeah, I have played it all.
Okay.
That's it.
But yeah, no, basically, it's that's the dilemma I'm faced with. Scarecrow's going to release his toxin, and the entire city's evacuated or whatever.
You need to get past that bit.
Yeah, no, I do. I actually, I remember I was stuck with the elevator.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that
we had
took me-
to help
I
you out
actually
with
spent
that
an
one.
hour just trying to figure this out. Yeah.
Okay.
You told me what to do. I haven't done it yet, so apologies.
Alright.
Can we talk about the Batman v Superman marketing, the ads and stuff that have...
If they
Like
just...
the trailers.
Okay, there's one trailer that they released that it just showed everything. Like, I was kind of like, you know what, I've seen this trailer, I know what's going to happen in the movie now. Exactly. Beat by beat, I know what's going to happen because of this trailer.
Which
And
was very annoying because there was so much mystery before the trailer.
Yeah.
There was so much hype.
So much mystery. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And
Yeah.
next thing, like, they could have sat down in the room with us and showed us the script.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was ridiculous. They're like, yep, they're going to fight, but
But
not
what-
for long.
No.
And there's this other villain. Oh, look at that.
What? There's a podcast
Oh.
I listen to and they just...
Another podcast? You're cheating on us?
Yeah, for research purposes. Basically, they just said they're like, yeah, they punch for a bit and then they're friends. Like, that's
Like,
basically
we kind of knew that was gonna happen because of Justice League, but like, don't show us that crap. Just
Yeah.
show us the two of them like squaring up to each other and it looking
And
sinister.
it's the perfect type of film where that's
Oh.
all they could have done and everyone would have been happy. Like,
Yeah,
all the ads could
the
have been,
less we knew would have been
Yeah.
the better.
could have been 30 seconds an ad and we'd be delighted.
But what I was trying to say was like, then the trailer, they've released 3 trailers. I think there was a teaser, then there was the trailer that spoiled everything, and then they released another trailer. And I just feel like if they just didn't release that trailer,
But that's why they released
middle
that
one.
trailer. They were like, "Oh my god, we've lost all this momentum. Let's release another one, make it really good." And
but in
they'll
every
forget about
trailer,
it.
there's new footage the entire time.
Yeah,
and
so
it's
if
just
you
like,
put it all together,
I could, if I had the time, I could have a good stab at taking all the individual scenes and putting them in order, and I'd have the movie. That's what I feel like.
yeah, no, you could. You're not wrong. And so I've gone through. I think we all have as well the idea that I'm excited for Batman. Oh no, I know everything that's going to happen in Batman. Oh, okay, maybe something good is going to be in this Batman versus Superman. Yeah, I keep calling it Batman. I'm not interested in the Superman. Well, I wrote the Batman article, so I'm biased. For anyone who doesn't know, I've just written the Batman article. Connor's going to do the Superman article. We'll probably fight to the death afterwards. I don't know what's going to happen.
Fam will be the judge.
But yeah, we'll leave the jury out. We're going to see it soon enough anyway, so I guess we'll report back after we've seen it. Gentlemen, after we talked about Deadpool, because we're listening back to the podcast, we never kind of went back to the idea of should there be more R-rated movies or what deserves an R-rated adaptation. Batman v Superman news. There's going to be an R-rated cut, so we're not going to see it in the cinema. Have you heard this?
No.
Okay, in the cinema release, it's going to be anyone go and watch it. It's going to be PG-13 or whatever the American rating is. You can go with your parents and see it. It's 13 years old or whatever. But when it comes out in Blu-ray, there'll be 2 versions. There'll be like the red band version that'll be R-rated, that has a load of extra scenes put into it, and then you can buy the normal run-of-the-mill one as well. That's okay for everybody.
Okay.
So that's what they're doing now. They're not releasing it in the
Why?
cinema. I don't know. Some people are saying, "Oh, it's just because of Deadpool. They're trying to cash in and all that."
I love that voice.
But
I love how that's always the everybody's complaining voice.
yeah. But apparently, this was in the works for a while, and it's not that they were doing it after Deadpool. It's that it was kind of already in the works, but now that Deadpool's come out, it's kind of reassured them. And they're like, "Okay, this could be good."
Okay.
So, what do you think about that? Is that a good idea? A bad idea? What do you think?
I feel like they should know themselves what's the best movie that they can make, and that should be the movie they make, not
Yeah.
2 separate movies. That's going to be like that means one of them is not the best movie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
I know.
so one of them is going to suffer from either the extra stuff added in or the stuff
This
taken
stuff
away.
that- yeah.
So like that's what I
Could Batman suffer from R-rated things being inserted in? Because I kind of feel like well, the best movie that's going to be made is the one that has the most stuff in it, and I like. my
Depends if
Batman
they
Dark.
handled it like if they just throw
Well,
in
it
stuff for
depends
the
on what-
sake of it. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
Well, I have no interest in the Batman sex scene. If they just throw that in and that's why it's an R rating, I'm not.
Superman
interested.
sex scene, however.
Oh, Jesus, Connor.
That was a joke.
but that's pretty like Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
you know, it's not unlikely that something could happen there between her and Superman.
Okay, here's what I here's
He is
what I'm
probably
worried about.
bursting Superman.
What?
In
In what way?
Like he hasn't probably like he'd crush or kill any woman that he. So like one moment it turns on the scene,
God.
he's like, "Hey, lady."
If he has enough self-control to drink a mug of coffee, he has enough self-control to have sex, I think.
I'd safely say so.
Okay.
But yes, he could kill a woman with his penis if he wanted to, if that's where you want to go.
Yeah, no, because do you watch Smallville?
That's if he has a
Yeah,
penis.
I
He's
tried
an
to
alien,
watch
we don't know.
some of Smallville. This went somewhere I
Yeah.
didn't think it was going to go.
No, it's just a
Um,
webcomic.
I watched a few series.
Do you know
of
what?
Smallville.
Let's save that for the Superman episode.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so we're talking
okay,
about Superman.
yeah.
Right, no, we were talking about R-rated. So here's what I'm saying. Now, if it's a case of in the film you see in the cinema, there's a bit of a fight scene, and then it ends really abruptly, and you're like, huh, what happened there? And then in the R-rated or 18s version, you see it's because Batman is like cracking people's skulls open and breaking arms, and it's very violent. That I'm okay with. But if it's the other way, where the film you see in the cinema, he knocks a few guys out, and the fight scene's over, and it makes sense. But then
Yeah.
in the R-rated version, the fight scene's extended. And
Yeah,
he
they add like
kicks
4
them-
more minutes of like,
Yeah.
But that's what it should be, because it like the comic book that this is based on, the Frank Miller. What's the title again?
Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight Rises. I've seen the animated kind of depiction of that, and there's parts in it where he is literally breaking bones to be clinical, and like he's older, so he needs to be smarter about his fighting. He's not just dominating people anymore.
Yeah.
He's systematically like making them.
He's shutting them down.
incapacitated. So that's kind of what he needs to be doing in this, because he's getting a bit slower, as you can see in the ad. But well, you can't. He says he is, but anyway,
He does, doesn't he?
He's-
Alfred.
Yeah, he says
Yeah.
I'm slowing down, even though that's him slowed down.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's not able to defeat big opponents or well-abled opponents anymore without being clinical about his fighting style. So he is literally breaking bones, and he's a more brutal Batman than we're used to seeing. So I, for one, would like to see that kind of a Batman who's pushed to his limit and has to kind of go, down that road of using some dirty tactics. Would be quite interesting. I don't know about having 2 separate releases of different movies. Like, eventually, if this goes well, some exec is going to say, right, we'll start doing this in the cinema now. And there'll be the version of the film that adults go to see, and then the version of the film that adults go to see with their kids. Like, where do you draw the line? I don't know. I don't
And
know
the
if I
other
like
thing
that.
is, then, and not that it really bothers me, but then you have the crappy parents out there who are going to bring their kids to an 18s movie because, oh, it's a superhero movie,
Yeah,
they'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
fine. It's just like, well, do you know, sometimes it's not fine,
Yeah.
But, that kind of
Okay,
bothers
here's my next question then. Batman's a superhero. Children are going to love him. But do you want to see an R-rated Batman film? Like, do you aspire to see that at some point in your life?
I don't think he needs an R-rated movie. Maybe if they do certain storylines, like if they ever did Death in the Family or The Killing Joke, those two
Yeah.
storylines from the comic
Well, you
books.
say they can't do that and have it PG. Like some of the darker comic stuff, you're gonna have to go R-rated. Like, do you want to see that?
I'm going to stand by my earlier comment. I think if the story needs it, then yes.
Okay.
If not, like, no. It doesn't really, like...
The rating should inform viewers of the content of the film. It shouldn't
Yeah,
be
yeah.
The reason for the...
it shouldn't be the
content of
film, is held back by the
Yes.
by the rating
Yep.
they want.
Agreed.
That's
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
the
yeah.
problem.
Yeah, I feel like they should make the movie and then decide the rating rather than going into making a movie with the rating in their heads.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think?
No, I agree with you, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Oh, I know. That's not
Yeah.
how it works.
It's
Damn,
not gonna
damn
happen at all.
suits.
But anyway, yeah, no. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I do.
Superman?
I want to talk about Robin.
Ah,
I want to talk about Robin. There's a lot of theories flying around. A lot of things like have been said that are possible. Some involving the Joker. Some involving whether Robin's even
It's a female this time,
in the
isn't it?
movie at all. Robin is a female.
It's gonna-
Well,
it's
if you're
cast
going
for
by
that.
if you're going by the Dark Knight,
I didn't know Robin was
Returns.
cast.
A ginger-haired woman?
No, that's from the animated. Or this from the comic and then the animated. There's a Carrie Kelly is the Robin in
Yeah.
In
No,
The Dark
I
Knight
thought you
Returns.
meant in Batman versus Superman. There was a Robin. Okay. Yeah. No. All right.
No, there's been no official casting of a Robin. Not that I'm aware of anyway. But we have seen a Robin suit, so we know a Robin exists or had existed. A few theories flying around. Pretty good one as well, involving the Joker. That
I think we can say this one. This is.
we can. Yeah, it's a theory anyway. Possibly the Jared Leto's Joker might not be the Joker. He might actually be Robin.
An ex-Robin.
An ex-Robin, which would be very interesting. And for anyone who's read the Under the Red Hood arc or seen the animated movie, it's pretty dark, and Joker beats the absolute crap out of Robin with a crowbar and leaves him pretty
mangled
and scarred emotionally and physically, and
damaged
across his forehead, which seems to feed into that. I personally would love if that was the storyline, and it would kind of clear up a lot of the stuff that people are negative about Leto's Joker, because he doesn't look like Joker. What's with all the tattoos? But if he's Robin and he's just been so messed up by the Joker, that's phenomenal. I think that's a great storyline.
Yeah, I just am worried that the execs, the suits, will be just like, no, Robin is a good guy, Joker's a bad guy, we can't blur the line, and they're not going to go for that. I
you need to have the Joker, as all Arkham games have shown us. They can't do one without the Joker.
Yeah.
We need the Joker. Got to have the Joker. The Joker sells. We need the Joker.
Yeah, people love the Joker, and I think that's the problem. Like, it's a this is the other thing as well. This isn't going to be a Batman movie. This is going to be a Justice League movie. You know, this is going to set up a Batman movie that will happen in the future. So we have to bear that in mind as well. If we're disappointed and we didn't find out if Leto's Joker was this or wasn't, that's because we're going to find out either in Suicide Squad or we're going to find out in the solo Batman movie.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah.
Okay. Fran, have you heard anything, or what do you hope to see? Do you want a Robin, or do you need a Robin, or do you don't even care?
No, I'm very much of, like, it would make sense if Batman is slowing down, that he would kind of bring along a protege.
Where are the Robins is another thing, because if they're going by the comic book continuity, there's been a few at this point. Where are they? He seems to be by himself.
Yeah, it'll be very
Are they all dead, or what happened?
I'm not against the idea of a Robin. I think Robin needs to be done
properly.
They need to think about Robin. Like they need to they need to think about Robin and maybe go in a completely new direction. Not be afraid to do that. But
I kind of liked the direction they hinted at in the Dark Knight
Christopher Nolan movies.
Returns.
Joseph Gordon.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And he was just this kid that
rises,
looked up, and then he realized. He replaced Batman, and then his name was just Robin. I just liked that idea of somebody approaching Batman and saying, "Look, I know who you are, and I think you should get back on the horse." And then
I love all the internet pictures of Levitt imposed with a Nightwing costume.
Yeah.
I'd love if they did a Nightwing movie. That'd be a great idea.
I don't think. You see, I think
doesn't sell.
Nightwing
doesn't sell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Our numbers show.
For the mainstream, people think Robin is Dick Grayson, and that's it. And it's only for the.
I think a lot of people know that he eventually becomes Nightwing. I think they don't know about the Robin successors.
Yeah,
I don't think. I think there might be a little Robin running around, but they don't really care about him. I think they do know that. A lot of people will know that Dick Grayson's now Nightwing. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to.
It is hard. I'd like to see it done though. I'd like to see it done like Batman's not around anymore, or maybe he's gone missing. I'd love to see that storyline. But only time will tell.
Only time.
So my last question for you guys is your hype/hope levels. Are they? How have they been affected by all the news you've heard so far?
They're at polar ends. My hope level is quite high. I hope it's a good movie. I hope it's very unique. I hope it's very interesting. As you said before, Fran, I really want DC to do well so that it's not just Marvel movie after Marvel movie.
It can't be a one-horse race.
It can't be. My hype level, however, is quite low for Batman vs Superman, but fairly high for Suicide Squad.
Okay.
That's kind of my bit.
Fran?
Let me put it this way. I don't think about it during the day. But when I see the ad come on, I'm kind of like, oh, hey, can't wait. But then once the ad's over, I'm like, food. So I don't know, what does that tell you?
You're hungry?
So yeah, like I mean, I'm disappointed with that trailer. But I'm still definitely, we know we're going to see it, but like even if we weren't, I would definitely go see it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you're gonna see that
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
It's a must
Yeah,
see
it's
it.
a must see.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like the watershed that's gonna like movies fall before and after Dawn of Justice.
do you think?
Yeah, imagine if it does badly. If this movie does badly, what's gonna happen to Warner Brothers' plans?
Yeah.
All
Like
down the
I'm
Swanee.
pretty sure they're already filming the Wonder Woman movie. Oh no, they definitely are because they released a bit of footage. So
But
yeah, no, they are.
this movie's not just gonna have Batman and Superman. It's gonna have Wonder Woman
Batman
and
Superman,
Aquaman
Wonder
at some
Woman,
point.
Aquaman.
The Flash, possibly.
And
Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
I think
Cyborg.
him is casting.
Maybe Cyborg.
I think the casting.
I haven't actually seen what he looks like.
No.
I've just heard Ezra someone.
I know what he looks like from other movies,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen him flash wise.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think they've released that at all.
Okay.
They barely released Aquaman. Like they just
Yeah.
have one image.
Yeah, he looks cool though.
Yeah,
Jason
no.
Momoa looks
Yeah.
pretty cool in that role. Yeah. Okay, we'll move on. My hype/hope levels. I'm still hopeful. Nervous though. Very nervous. I kind of feel like I know that they kind of had to go the opposite way of Marvel. They had to put all the superheroes in and then work from
Yeah.
there to combat, the rise of Marvel. But it really is the epitome of putting all your eggs in one basket.
yeah.
That's what they've done. And if they drop that basket, there's going to be a mess. You know?
Well, I think it's just a case of we just need to hold our breath and see. But as you said,
Yeah.
Fran, this is going to be for Warner Brothers anyway. This is going to be the peak or the dip. Like it's gonna be the kind of, there's going to be before Batman vs Superman and after.
Oh God.
Honorable mention to Lego Batman too.
Yeah.
Have you played Lego Batman?
Well, no, I've seen him in the
Will
movie.
Oh, from the Lego movie.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he
yeah,
was really good in
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
He's
was.
getting his own
He was
movie.
really good.
Lego Batman's getting its own movie as well.
Oh,
The Lego games do phenomenally.
I must play those.
I've never played any of them. I'd love to play. See, this is the thing about, the new one, they have Lego Dimensions where
Yeah,
you put the
yeah.
little figure on the thing and then you play it in
Yeah.
the game.
Oh, like an amiibo.
Yeah, I'd really like to play that and see do I enjoy it enough before I buy anything of it, because it's
I don't want to go there, man. The collector
Exactly.
in me will go crazy.
yeah,
I've stayed away from all amiibos for that bloody reason.
exactly.
Oh, right. I believe this is time to hand the reins over to Connor for our latest segment, which I'm quite nervous about.
And so you
Take it
can-
away, Connor.
Okay, so Geeklings, we have. I just came up with this idea. I thought it would be funny. We are doing our first ever the Geeks Do insert quiz show here. So what we're going to do is kind of like 8 out of 10 cats do countdown. Every now and then we're going to do a quiz show format.
The Geeks
Just
do.
The Geeks do. So we
Yeah.
are doing Jeopardy. So just really briefly, for anyone who isn't familiar, you're definitely familiar with the theme song, but for anyone who isn't familiar of the way it works, there's a board of questions. There's 25 questions. The questions have a value in points of 100, 200, 300, 400 or 500, and they fall into categories that I have dubbed politics,
Yeah.
flora and fauna,
Yeah.
geography,
Yeah.
sports,
Oh.
and history.
Oh.
Now, so basically all these, because this is Geeks in the Closet, all of these are based on fictional worlds and realms and
People and
and
races.
everything that you are both very familiar with. Some I'm not familiar with. I had to research certain things so that I knew you'd both know.
Do you know what you're doing here? You're just
God.
putting our geek credentials on the line.
I am,
You really
yeah.
are.
Literally,
like-
you could be outing us as those guys aren't geeks at all.
They know nothing.
Can we be fired? Can
That's
that
true.
happen? We're equal members, technically.
We can just edit it so we get all the answers.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not going to edit it. What are you saying?
Now, I've never watched Jeopardy, so you're going to
No.
have to walk me through it.
So
But,
I'm just about to. So here's how it works. Jeopardy is a quiz, but backwards. I am going to give you boys an answer. You have to give me the question.
Oh, I
that
have to say
matches
what
it.
is or who is. You've got to-
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So
okay.
my my
Do a
my
mock one.
example
Do a mock one.
Okay. So Jay, take politics for nothing.
Okay, I'll take politics for nothing, Connor.
Okay, so now what happens after Jay said that, I'm going to read out the clue. Both of you have to wait until the clue is finished being read.
And then we can buzz in.
And then you can buzz in. Let's just test your buzzers. Fran, would you test your buzzer? I hope you didn't deafen our listeners. And Jay, would you test your buzzer? Very good. All right. So then when you come when that happens,
Francis,
Well, how many minutes in are we?
quite a while. I've been
long enough, I think.
That's what she said.
When your buzzer goes, then you have to answer the clue with the question. So, for example,
Yeah,
let's go through it. Jay asked for politics for nothing.
Connor, can I have politics for nothing?
The alter ego of Bruce Wayne.
Who is Batman?
Exactly.
Hey,
there we go.
Connor
I was
said it's
before
you
you.
I had to. Yeah, you were. He was. So you
I feel like that should be on the ground.
But you see,
You shouldn't have that in
you
your
have
hand.
something to press, and if I have to put it down, I have to pick it up and then shake it. So there's no.
Look, I just picked it up. You can shake while picking it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
fair
think
enough.
yours
I'll,
is
a little beside each other.
I'll
Let's
take that. I'll
move
take
this.
that. Right. Okay.
There's no knocking of glasses of water.
Right. Okay.
So let's just go through the rules. Rule 1, as I just said, you cannot buzz until the clue has finished being read. I'm going to tilt my screen so that Jay can't read over my shoulder. It doesn't have the answer.
Damn it! My tactics are gone.
Also, on top of that, if you get a question wrong, you lose the value of the points that you would have gained. So if you're on 300 points and you answer a 100 point question,
I'm not
but you
doing
get
the
it
math.
wrong,
I'm not doing
them.
it.
You
You can-
both are,
okay,
and I'm
okay,
doing
okay.
it as well. Once the board is clear, once 25 questions have been answered by both of you, there is then going to be the Final Jeopardy. Final Jeopardy is where you will both write down a value of points that you're willing to bet. If you get it right, you get that value and points back.
Okay.
Right? So if you bet
So
5,000,
uncomfortable.
you're going to get 5,000. If you get it wrong, you lose that value from your total.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now, when we have roughly 15 questions done, the value for each question will double. So the 100 points will be 200, the 500s will be 1,000.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to have to do the maths ourselves because the app I found online doesn't do that for us.
All right. I trust you.
And finally,
Finally. Okay.
we, of course, it's not very interesting for our listeners if we're just answering questions and that's it. There has to be a forfeit for the loser
I don't know what this is
and a prize for the winner. Now,
Right. Okay. Okay.
we can do this two ways. Do you want to agree to them now for the sake of comedy?
Yeah. No. You know we're going to agree to it.
Okay,
Just-
But
right.
should we wait till we get to the end?
Oh,
Or
I
did
didn't.
it?
No, I
Did
did.
Did you tell him with this already?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Right. Okay.
Okay. The
Are we agreeing
loser.
to it?
T thinks we should
Tell
wait
us
till the
afterwards.
end.
Tell us afterwards.
Tell you what. I'll tell you what the winner will get to do, but I'll tell you what the loser does at the end. Before.
All right,
No,
go
do you
on.
know what? I'll leave it. I'll tell you what. The prize.
No, no,
is-
no. Tell me what the
No, no,
prize
the
is,
prizes
so
shall
we're
be
motivated.
revealed.
We're
Well, I think we're motivated out of fear. Fear is the best motivator. It's like,
What I'll do is when we get to the Final Jeopardy, I'll tell you the prizes before you. Give
Okay,
my
before we go into that, because then we can that'll determine how
That'll
much we
add
bet.
to the tension. Yeah, I suppose it will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay,
Jay,
okay.
I want to talk to you, contestant to contestant.
Yeah.
Sidebar.
No, hang on. Oh, sorry, go on.
Right,
Uh,
right.
We
Geek to
knew
geek.
we knew this was coming.
Yes, we did.
We didn't. Connor organised all the questions. Steph and T worked on the side, and we didn't. We didn't. nothing to do
I
with it.
told you the categories, but that was
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No, that's what I was gonna say. He told us the categories.
Yeah.
I remembered him telling us the categories. I have done zero research.
Well, I've done nothing.
You haven't done anything.
And in my head, I was like, I bet you Fran said something about Harry Potter. I should be looking Harry Potter trivia.
I was like,
Didn't bother, didn't bother.
sport. Like, there has to be a question about Quidditch. I was like, right, I'll go back and refresh my memory on
Yeah,
Quidditch.
yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't do any. Of course we didn't. So we're going into this fresh.
Yeah, okay, we'll both go into
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
okay. Good.
Okay,
Holy magician! Holy plate! Holy Houdini! Holy armor plate! Holy rats in a trap! Holy Rashevsky! Holy trickery!
insert Jeopardy music here.
How long is that?
I
It
just
doesn't matter.
I just
we don't have to sit here in silence for this.
I'm pretty sure I just outed what T's name is.
Yeah, I think you did,
we can
yeah.
just call him.
Holy camouflage! Holy motel! Holy encore! Holy golden gate! Holy
All right.
I'm gonna say it again.
Holy camouflage! Holy motel! Holy encore! Holy golden gate! Holy
I feel so free.
He's making a snipping notion. His circumcision is due next week.
Guys, we're gonna go way over this episode. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. We're on an hour.
We're just okay, roughly an hour. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
no,
go.
we'll
Let's
get
go. Let's go.
there.
Let's
Alright,
go.
ready?
Right, let's do
No,
this.
I'm not ready at all.
All right. Just
When is T putting in the Jeopardy music?
The Jeopardy music goes at the start, and then it goes.
It's playing right
during
now.
Final Jeopardy as well.
Are we talking while the music's
This
playing?
is going to be cut.
In my head, it's playing right now. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's
it
go.
goes in two places. I'll tell you. Right, ready?
We've just ruined
Just
it.
be quiet.
We've ruined the magic for everybody.
Did you hear
Uh-huh.
that? Did you hear that?
Shut up.
Did you hear that?
No.
He just says it goes in two places.
And welcome to Geeks Do Jeopardy. I am your host, Connor, and you have your contestants,
Sorry.
Jay.
Hey.
Jeopardy sounds like a stripper's name. Let's do Jeopardy.
Well, if anyone was wondering why we have an explicit tag on iTunes, they know now.
Yeah, they certainly do. Jay, how are you today?
Nervous.
So you should be. And our other contestant is Fran.
Hi guys.
Fran, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling excited.
Good.
Nervous, terrified, but good.
Okay, that's fine. So, gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to have a tiebreaker question first.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this a buzzer question?
No.
Okay.
This is to determine who gets to pick the first category.
Okay.
And the question is, what number am I thinking of between 1 and 5?
Oh, should I go first?
Yeah.
3.
No.
4.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I didn't want to go first.
so Fran, just to remind you, the categories are politics, flora and fauna, geography, sports, and history, and the values are 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500. Please pick your first category. Now, when you say it, I'm going to tap, I'm going to read, and when the clue is finished, the game is started, you ring your buzzer, and first buzz gets to try and answer. Do not forget.
I get to buzz in. So
Yeah.
it's his question.
You can
so
buzz
he
it. You can both buzz in.
picks,
The
It's just-
value and the topic.
but I can steal it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And don't forget, if you answer the question and it's if you give the answer in anything other than a question format,
Oh
you get
yeah,
it wrong.
yeah.
Okay, Fran.
I'm going to pick 100,
Okay.
and the topic is going to be
I'm so nervous myself.
politics. Go on.
Politics.
It's topical because we've had a general election.
Okay.
Politics.
And your question, the answer is the mustachioed commissioner of Gotham City. And you both get it wrong because you didn't wait for the clue to be finished.
Oh, so we're on minus 100 each.
You're both
now.
at minus 100.
We've got to wait for him to finish. Okay.
Yeah. And your lesson has been learned. And that was an
Okay.
easy one too.
Damn it.
Okay, because neither of you got it right, we're back to Fran.
Okay.
Okay, can I pick politics for 200?
You can.
We're going up the ladder already.
I'm a man of habit.
The immortal ruler and god of the final empire, who is said to have saved mankind 1,000 years ago. Francis.
Who is
We don't have his name.
the antagonist of Mistborn?
Incorrect. Jay?
Who is the Lord Ruler?
And Jay has it. Well done, Jay. Jay,
Okay,
you're now on 100. Fran, you're on...
No, he's on 0.
1-0.
No, he's on 100.
that was
Oh,
200.
okay,
Fran, you're on minus 300.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Oh.
Jay, your question.
Politics for what's the next value?
300.
300.
Oh, this is my one. I'm going to get this. I can break even. Give this one to me. He can't beat the two of us if we work together. Come on, man.
And your clue is the Chancellor of Naboo, who was given emergency powers over the Senate, secretly a Sith Lord.
Stop trying to. He just slapped my hand.
I didn't see it. Fran?
Who is Palpatine?
Well done.
Yes! I broke even.
Can I contest that? He pronounced it wrong.
Palpatine.
You cannot contest. Contesting loses points.
So
I'm
now
just going to move my egg
you're breaking even,
slightly
you're 0.
over here so he
I
can't,
would.
he
That's
can't
pretty-
slap me as easily.
Move my egg.
I needed Tyrone. I needed that one. I needed that one.
The dirty tactics have come out already.
I'm
Okay,
telling
go
you.
on, go on.
Fran, it's your turn to choose.
Does it stay my turn if I keep winning?
Every time you get a question right,
It
you
stays your
pick
turn.
the next
Okay,
one.
okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna go. Let's mix it up a bit. Let's go for flora and fauna. I want to break even with Jay. So if I pick 100,
Yeah.
then I break
be
even.
breaking
But
even.
if he goes ahead, no, I'll go for 100. No, I'll go for 100. I'll go for 100. Connor, I'll take flora and fauna for 100, please.
And your answer is a tall, yellow, flightless bird, often used for transport or racing. I'm gonna give that to Fran.
Yes.
Sake.
What is a chocobo?
Correct.
Yes.
I contest he pronounced it wrong.
Again.
And Jay,
What's your
you're now on
boo-boo?
50. I said contesting loses points.
Oh!
So that puts me at 100, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'll don't worry about the scores too much. Okay.
Says the guy with nothing to lose.
I know. Fran,
I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna go for 100 again, and this time I'm gonna pick sport.
Oh God.
Okay, look, sports is few and far between in the fictional world, but anyway. A game played with 6 hoops, 4 balls, and 14 players, all on broomstick. I'm going to give that to Jay.
Thank God. What is Quidditch?
Correct. What is Quidditch? That was 100, so Jay, you're on 150.
Okay.
Your turn.
Jay, your turn to pick.
I'm gonna pick. What hasn't been picked yet?
Geography and history are totally open.
I'll take geography for 100.
Okay. A lakeside school of magic located somewhere in the Scottish Highlands. I don't know who to give that to.
T's judging.
T says Fran.
Okay. What is Hogwarts?
Correct.
So okay. So that was 200, was it? No, 100.
100.
Okay, and next, Fran, pick your next topic.
Any 100s left?
History.
There's history for 100 left.
Yeah, go on. We'll take it.
Okay. The wizard who helped defeat Sauron, previously known as the Grey. I'm going to give that to Fran.
His buzzer is just better than mine.
I'm going to put an amendment. How about we take out Jay's shaker? We put the bell in the middle between us, and then you can see the first person to touch the bell.
That's going to end up violently. How about we leave the buzzers and it's just the first one to say their name?
No, I
then we're just shouting stuff out.
What?
Yeah.
T's pointing to the
Buzzer,
Buzzer
yeah.
at the
We
same
both
time.
see the buzzer.
Right.
Okay, so
Okay.
we need some ground rules first. So hands on laps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands on laps.
Okay, hands on
Okay,
laps
yeah.
until the question's over. Okay.
Yeah.
Until the clue is over.
Okay.
I'm gonna lose this every time now.
So, who did I say I was going to give that one to?
Me.
Yeah.
Him.
Go on. Sorry, I'll read the clue again. The wizard who helped defeat Sauron, previously known as the Grey.
Who's Gandalf?
Just making sure I wrote that. I'll give it to you. It was technically who was Gandalf the White, because I wrote in previously known as the Grey, just to make you squirm, but I'll give you the points. There we go. Okay, Fran.
Okay, what's my points now?
Fran, you're on 300, while Jay is on 150.
Okay. So, egg away. Be gone. Ooh.
Well done.
Okay.
Nestles between the cushions of the couch.
Yeah. I'm going
So
to...
your topics, I'll just remind you what's available: flora and fauna, geography, sports, history, and politics. And your values are from 200 up.
Okay. Do we have politics for 2? No.
Yeah, no, you have politics for 400 or 500.
Oh, no. Stay away from that, lads. Let's go with flora and fauna.
For
200?
okay. The evolved form of Pikachu used by Lieutenant Surge in the Vermilion City Gym. That was Jay.
Yeah.
Oh God, is that a what or a who? What is Raichu?
What is Raichu? Well done, Jay. That's 200 for you. So Jay is on 350, Fran's on 300. Jay, your question.
I'll take geography for 200.
Okay, geography for 200 it is. And your clue is: the capital of the Orlesian Empire, or simply Orlais, the city where the University of Orlais is found. Jay?
What is Valrayo?
Well done.
Is that water where? What do I say?
What do I do? That was from Dragon Age for anyone. I didn't play it at all, so I did a lot of research on that question. Okay, then next
All is good
one.
in the world again. Okay.
Jay,
You're well ahead of me now, aren't you?
550 versus 300.
Okay.
Jay.
Well, we all know
Kind
how
of just
the
swap places
We know
there,
how the
really.
300
Hang on.
did against
1, 2,
the
3.
Persian army, so I'm feeling good right now.
Just so you know, in 6 questions' time, the value of each question will double.
I know. It's getting dangerous. Okay. I'll take sports for 200. God.
Sports for 2. Oh, yeah. Okay.
The winged golden ball, worth 150 points, whose capture ends the match. Fran.
What is the snitch?
What is the golden snitch? Correct, and you get 200 for that. Fran, your choice.
I'm less than Jay still, am I?
Yeah, 50 points wide.
This game left.
We're explicit, you can say it. Beep. No, bad.
Let us go for...
He's going to live dangerously, is he?
No, I'm going to go... No! I can't afford to go dangerously.
When does this game end? Do we have to complete the board?
You have to complete the
Oh,
board.
Jesus. Right, go on, pick something so.
Right, I'm going to go for 200 and I'm going to go for here.
History. History for 200.
Okay.
And the clue is: the fire-breathing dragon who, attracted by its immense treasure, took over the Lonely Mountain. Oh, I'm gonna give out to Jay just about.
Who is Smaug?
And that is the correct answer. Well done, Jay. That's 200. You're on 750. And Jay, your turn. Now, I'll just remind you.
Yeah.
Everything worth 400 and 500 is still available. And flora and fauna, geography, sports, and history are the only 300s left.
Right, I'll take history for 300.
History for 300. And the clue is the woman that Rhaegar Targaryen crowned the Queen of Love and Beauty instead of his betrothed. A woman of House Stark. Fran.
I can't remember her name.
If you get this wrong, you lose the value of the points.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
I know.
Tip of my tongue.
No, there's no timer.
There is.
You didn't say that at the
3.
start. You didn't say that at the start.
Oh, come on.
From now on, we can do that, but you didn't say it at the start.
Okay, come on.
Roast him, Connor.
Gonna have to push you, Fran.
It's Ned Stark's sister.
Yeah, that's not gonna get you the points.
I know her name. Her surname is Stark. I'm not really on first name terms, so I feel comfortable saying Miss Stark. I'm gonna say
that, just so we're clear.
I'm gonna say. How much is this worth?
300.
How much have I got?
You have 500. So you'll be down to 200 if you get it wrong. You better hurry up. I've never seen you more stressed.
Who?
Fran, time limit, podcast. Come on.
What's funny is you don't know what the prizes are yet, so I don't know why you're
Or the
so
forfeit. I'm more worried about the forfeit.
stressed. Yeah, you should be.
Oh.
Fran, I'm gonna have to push you.
Yeah. Who is?
Take a wild guess. Come on.
All that's going through my head is Ariana Grande. I don't know why. Who? Oh my god!
You're gonna kick yourself so much. Okay, I'm
No!
opening the question.
No!
Jay,
Do I have to answer?
you
Or do I
don't have
just
to.
not
It's just it's
answer?
open.
Who
because
is?
He's gone.
Who is?
and it's gone.
I was gonna say because I got
No,
nervous.
don't.
I
I'd
don't.
rather you don't. And the
Okay.
answer was, who is Lady Lyanna Stark?
No, never would have got that.
Lyanna.
I was thinking it started with
L-Y-A-N-A.
A, and I was thinking Ariana.
All right. Anyway, so it's still yours, Fran, because it's still Jay's because Jay picked the last one.
Okay, we'll take flora and fauna for 300, Connor.
What am I on now?
You're on 200, and Jay is on 750.
That can
Okay,
change
you ready?
very quickly though. The higher level.
A large creature with the wings, front feet, and head of an eagle, and the hindquarters of a horse.
It's Fran.
Fran.
Fran. I just slapped his
The
hand.
bell is flying across the table. Fran,
What is a hippogriff?
that is correct.
Boom.
That was a
So
hypocrite.
you're now back to 500. Okay, there are 2 300s left. Fran, you can go geography for 300, sports for 300, or anything for 400 or 500.
I can go first. What's 300?
Geography or sports, and then everything else for 400 and 500 is still open.
Let's go for geography.
Okay, I'm just going to remind you boys that after not this question, but after the next one, the points will double on everything.
Oh god.
You said geography, yeah?
didn't
I
know
said
that.
geography, yeah.
And your clue is where
Wait,
ash
just move this out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
where ash constantly falls from the sky and supernatural mists cloud every night. Jason.
Where is Lothering?
Incorrect. I'll just open it up to Fran.
That is true.
What pronunciation is going to be a bit off?
Well, if just go for it, and then I'll know what you mean.
Does he lose marks?
But that's correct.
No. I know. And I think I know what you're trying to say. If I get this wrong, do I also lose marks?
If you both get it wrong, I'll take it as my poor researching skills.
Okay.
Where ash constantly falls from the sky and supernatural mists cloud every night.
Where is Skiriel?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you because that's what I have there.
Scadrial. That's the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're thinking of the city.
I was thinking of the main city where it all happens.
Yeah. Oh, that just changed
I
everything.
feel cheated.
Sorry. 450 for Jay, and Fran, you're on 800.
Oh my god.
Okay,
I
now
feel cheated.
Fran, your choice. Sports for 300 or anything else for 400 or 500.
And it stays at okay.
After this one, points
Okay.
will double.
If I pick 400 and I lose,
You lose 400. You'll still be.
so we just swap places basically.
Yeah, but there'll only be 50 points between you, and the points will double. For
No.
everything after. Yeah, he's on 450. You're on 800.
But if he gets it right, does he not go up to 800 and I go down to 400?
No.
What happens?
If you get it, just go for it. What do you want? Don't worry about it.
No, because
Just accept.
I'm doing this mathematically.
Okay, if you ask for a question and you don't buzz and you get it wrong, or he gets it right, he just matches you. If you try and guess it and get it wrong, you'll go down and he'll go up if he gets it right.
Okay. Let's go for Sports 300.
Okay. A competition where one must defeat the Elite Four and the champion. Entry is dependent on having 8 badges. Oh, Jason, that was poor. Fran?
I feel like I know the answer, but I don't want to. What is the Pokemon League?
Correct.
I was like, it's not got like a special name, does it?
Jay, I'm disgusted with you.
I don't like this buzzing in shite. It's like, when's the end of the question? Is it now?
Okay, Fran is on 1,100 and Jay is on 450. The points are double.
Is that my
now.
blood pressure or is that my points? Because I'm telling you, this is intense.
Okay, boys, just to remind you of all the categories are politics, flora and fauna, geography, sports, history, and the point values are at 800 and 1,000.
That's all that's left.
That's all that's left.
That's all to play for.
Very old to play for. So who got the last with Fran? It's you.
I'm gonna go for history.
Okay.
400?
800.
800.
Okay. Are we
I
ready?
don't know why I picked that. But I have to pick it at some
There's
stage.
no good or bad options, really.
And here we are. An item worn on the hand that grants the wearer control over 6 powerful gems.
Oh, crap.
Fran?
What is the Gauntlet of Power?
Nope.
No.
Can I answer it? Can I answer it? Can I answer it?
Incorrect.
Can I answer it?
You lose it.
Can I answer it? Can I buzz
You
in?
can,
Can I
you
buzz
can.
in? What is the Infinity Gauntlet?
Damn it! Correct, Jay!
So maybe I should just let him get them wrong and then take his points.
No, because if you don't buzz,
You're
straight
breaking
away.
the fourth wall.
No. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that just totally changed the game. Okay, next, Jay.
We'll take what are we gonna take?
Politics, flora and fauna.
We'll take flora and fauna for 800.
Flora and fauna for 800 it is.
So, if I get this one right, do I match Jay?
Don't worry about that. I'll tell you what the points are. Jay.
I'm so nervous with the points.
And the clue is the human-like plant used by Professor Sprout to cure those affected by the basilisk.
Fuck.
Fran.
What is a mandrake?
You are correct.
I was gonna give it its Latin name.
400, so hang on, I'm doing my math. So, just to remind you of the points, Jay, you're on 1250, Fran, you're on 700.
Oh,
Okay.
Why am I on 700?
you lost points.
You lost
What was that
points.
one
You
worth?
gained. It was worth 800 at the time.
Okay.
Okay, Fran.
Let's go for... That was flora and fauna, wasn't it? Let's mix things up a bit. Let's go for geography.
For 800 or 1,000?
Let's go for 800.
None of us have been adventurous at all.
I know, you're missing
What's
that.
the lowest I can bet? And I will bet that.
Okay, and the clue is...
What did I pick? I can't remember what I picked.
Geography.
I think I'm having a breakdown.
Oh, I think we're just going to throw our normal time limit out the window.
I think it's
This could
gone
be like
long
a
time.
2-hour special.
And the answer is the heavily fortified capital of Gondor, also known as the White City. Jay.
What is Minas Tirith?
Correct. So Jay, you just gained 800, so you are now
I wasn't at all
on
confident about that when I said it.
2050. Fran, you're on 700. Jay, your turn.
God. Let's do sports for 800. Sports.
Okay.
Sportsing. We're sportsing.
Okay, here we go. And the answer is the player who must use a heavy club to deflect the bludger. Fran,
What is a beater?
correct. You're on 1,500, and Jay, you're still on 2050. There is only one 800 question left for politics. Everything else is on 1,000.
Okay.
Choose your
Yeah,
country.
you know,
going
you know what it's
politics.
It's 800.
Politics 300. Here we go.
I wonder if they cracked their system yet.
I figured it out. One of the previous kings of the Iron Throne slain by Jaime Lannister.
Oh, crap. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, here we go. Jay, what is the answer?
Who is Aemon Targaryen? No.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Fran, I'll give you the chance to steal.
If I get it right,
If you get it wrong, you lose the points as well. I'll let you decide. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The question is gone. It is, who is Aerys Targaryen?
That was what I was gonna say!
The second.
That's what I was gonna say.
Boys, the only points left are the 1,000 pointers, so it's all to play for at the minute. Your scores are very close. Jay, because of that last one, you're on 1250. Fran, you're on 1500. And who got? Let me think. It's with Fran because you got the last one wrong. Fran, choose your topic.
Oh wait, so they're all 1,000 points.
They're all 1,000 points. So just pick your topic.
and they're all still available.
They're all still available. All
It's funny none of us have picked 1,000
So
points
nervous.
yet. Right, let's.
The
go-
two of you just constantly are rubbing your thighs in fear. It's hilarious.
Our own thighs. Let's just clear that one up now. Let's go 1,000 points, and let's go for.
They're all bad options.
They
We have
are.
to do all of them anyway.
Yeah, you do.
Politics.
Politics. And the answer is the firm but fair dictator of Latveria, a master of magic and robotics. Francis.
Who is Victor Von Doom /
Dr. Doom.
Fucker.
I will give it to you. Well done. That's 1,000. Francis.
That is Fran making that weird cat owl noise. I don't know what that is.
Fran. Pick your topic. No, Fran. Yeah, it was Fran.
it's Fran, and
Fran.
he's
Flora,
up
fauna,
my buzzer
geography,
skills.
sports, or history.
Let's go 1,000 for. His sports. I'm making sports.
Oh, good. Okay, here we go. And the answer is, it's a long one. A high-speed racing sport where the vehicle is a tiny cockpit attached to two massive jet engines via two cables.
Oh, that was
God.
sword. That's sword.
Yeah, but I have to go really fast to stop you because you're a prick.
Fran.
No, that was
Oh, was it Jay? Oh, sorry, Jay.
It was me that time, thank God.
I couldn't tell. Your
What
hands
is
were a blur.
What is pod racing?
Correct.
Is that the
Right.
first non-Quidditch sport?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're all friggin' Quidditch.
What other sports are there?
Blitzball.
He doesn't know enough about Final Fantasy X.
That would be all I could answer. What is the sport played in
The
Final
tarot
Fantasy
card game and the other Final Fantasy.
Again,
Why is my voice gone really high
I don't
pitched?
know, because you're stressed. Okay, so boys, there's 3 questions left, 1,000 each, and then we'll go to Final Jeopardy.
What's
Your
the scores?
points are Jay 2,250,
I'm
Fran
having palpitations.
2,500.
Oh.
So there's 250 points between you.
I'm picking whatever.
Jay, flora and fauna, geography, and history are left.
Oh God, history for whatever the points it is.
1,000.
Yeah. We have lost the plot. We've
Oh
just
my
lost
God.
the plot.
You can't have stress and all that. This is bad. Right, here we go. Mother of Bruce Wayne and wife of Thomas Wayne, this defender of children's rights was murdered for her pearl necklace.
I can't remember her name. It was never important.
She's a woman.
Oh!
Jay, you can't say that.
That was Fran!
Let's just blame T.
And time is up, and the correct answer was
Marjorie?
who is Martha Wayne?
Martha.
Martha.
There
Marjorie
are
was close.
2 questions left: flora and fauna and geography. And Jay, it's your turn to pick.
Okay, we'll go with flora and fauna.
And the answer is a living, moving plant found in desert regions that counters all threats with 1,000 needles. Jay,
What is a cactuar?
congrats, well done. What is a cactuar? The cactus-like thing from Final Fantasy
Any
series?
Final Fantasy, yeah. I was like, it's an ent. No, it's desert.
So the score now is Jay is on 3,250. Fran, you're not that far behind, in 2,500. And the last question before we go to Final Geography,
Shit, right,
Final
okay.
Geography, Final Jeopardy is
Yeah.
the geography question for 1,000 points. And the answer is,
Oh, yeah, sorry. Hands on laps.
hands on up, your own laps. The region of Westeros ruled by House Lannister from the castle of Casterly Rock. Francis.
I was going to say Casterly Rocks as well. God.
What? Where is Lannisport? What is Lannisport?
Yeah, I think.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Lannisport is the name of a city in this region. Jay, your chance is possibly steal.
No.
Okay, the correct answer, correct question that is what are the Westerlands?
Yeah, never got that. Never
Look, it
got
was the
that.
hardest question.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we stand before we go into final Jeopardy, Francis, because of that last one, is on 1,500. Jay, you're on 3,250. Now,
Am I safe enough now to do nothing and win?
no, you have to give it a go. You have to try and answer.
no!
Now,
Okay,
what you
okay,
can
okay.
do is you can try and guess what Fran is going to bet, and you can just bet just a little enough that you will win. But that's up to you.
Scheisse.
The best thing I would do for you gentlemen, I would suggest, is assume you're both going to get it right. Because if you both get it right, you will win the points that you're betting. So basically what's going to happen is, Fran, if you bet your full 1,500...
Hold on, can Fran just go, I bet 1 billion
No, you
I
points?
can only bet what I have.
Oh,
So Fran,
okay.
if you bet 1,500, you have the chance to go away with nothing, and lose with 0, or double your points and get to 3,000, which you would be hoping that Jay would get it wrong. And Jay, you have to bet something. So your best bet is to bet one point, and then you'll either go down to 3,249 or up.
So
to
if he doubles, he still
3,251.
can't...
I can't
does he
win.
reach
If
me?
you can win if he gets it wrong.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
Oh, do I have to answer then?
You both have to answer.
Oh,
Okay.
Right. And do we buzz in?
And
No,
no,
we
it's,
reveal
you
the
have
answer.
you have your couple.
Oh,
so
I have to write
use
on
your
the sticky
post-it
notes. Right,
Have you
okay.
ready?
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
technical.
yeah.
So-
So I have to write down what I'm betting. I'm betting 1 point.
You have to
then,
write
obviously.
down. You have to write
Yeah.
down when you're betting, and
Yeah.
write down your answer. And remember, it has to be in a question format.
What's my score?
Your score, Fran, is 1,500.
So you're just doubling.
Okay.
Just a double. Yeah.
So, gentlemen, the final question is. Oh, good final question.
And then you play the music. We have to be done by the end of the music.
Yes.
I know.
So once I read out the final question, I'll hit play in the Jeopardy theme, and you have to be finished by then.
Yeah.
And the answer is.
If I don't answer, am I wrong? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The answer
sure
is-
I've asked that already.
The original Marvel superhero team founded in 1961.
Say that again. This is so wrong. This is so wrong.
Yeah.
It's so wrong. I have no idea.
Like, in terms of humanity and in terms of the answer, this is inhumane. This is wrong.
He did say Marvel, right? I wasn't even
Yeah,
listening.
it is.
No, it's a DC.
Don't do that to me.
Okay, and your time is up. Please reveal. Okay, and your time is up. Please reveal your questions. Francis, as the person with the lowest, how much are you betting?
1,500.
Okay, and what is your question?
What is the Defenders?
Okay,
Oh, good answer.
and Jason,
I was thinking
what,
Defenders.
what are you betting?
1 point.
And what is your question?
Who are the Avengers?
Okay.
I thought it was so obvious. it might be
Now,
true.
do you know what I forgot to tell you before you bet?
Oh, what?
It doesn't matter because I know what you forgot to tell us the answer. Not the answer,
The possible
prize.
Yeah. Okay. So the loser or the winner? Which you want to find out first? I think find out the winner first.
Okay, winner. Yeah.
What does
Win-
Jay get?
We don't know yet.
The winner will be the person who gets to pick our theme song for next week.
Well, that's okay.
That's nothing.
That's okay, that's
terrible
fine.
prize.
The loser
Has to sing
has
it.
to sing it on their own.
Okay,
So the loser
okay,
has to
okay.
sing our theme song next week on their own, while the winner gets to pick what the song is to give them that extra edge over the loser. So, gentlemen, would you like to know what the? Would you
Hold
like
on,
to know?
is this like, do we have to sing like it in the Geeks in the Closet
Yes,
style, or
Geeks in
like
the Closet style.
do I get like Francis to do a Britney Spears original?
Fran can do a Britney Spears song in the Geeks in the Closet style if you
Oh.
win, if you so wish. Okay, so
Geeks in
gentlemen,
the Closet.
I would like to reveal
See, I feel like,
that the original Marvel superhero team, founded in 1961, and you should have remembered who was writing the quiz, were the question is, who are the Fantastic Four?
Oh, they're not a team.
They are a team, and they were the first Marvel superhero
So
team.
we both got it
So you
wrong.
both got it wrong. Francis, that means you go from 1,500 to nothing. Jason, that means you go from 3,250 to 3,249, which makes you this week's winner. Can we have a round of applause for Jason, please? And Francis.
That's
Sorry.
2-0 now. I've lost.
I have never been more relieved in my life. Like the leaving cert was nothing. It was nothing. Do I be nice to him now, or do I kick him to the curb?
that
I don't know
is
what to
your
do. Like,
decision. You
does
can
it have
choose-
to be a geek-related song? Or
I didn't say that. I said have to choose
any
the theme
song at all?
Choose the theme song.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, I don't think we need to worry about that now. You can ruminate on it, Jay,
Okay.
over the next few days
Okay.
until we record our next episode. And that was it for our first edition of the Geeks Do Insert Quiz Show here. So
That was intense.
I hope that was very intense. I really regret we're not a video podcast right now because you guys are under so much stress.
Well, I'd say we might have gotten a few bloody hits because we were sweating and freaking out. Oh God, yeah, that was awful. Will we
Quick
quickly?
question: how were the questions? Did they go up in difficulty properly? Like,
Oh, they went up in difficulty. There was probably a limited amount of topics, though. They were all either.
You did well with what
You did,
Okay.
yeah.
Grand, cool, go team. So hard luck,
Oh.
Fran, and best of luck next
I
week.
thought he had me because he was so good at getting the buzzer before me.
Yeah,
And that worked against me twice.
Yeah.
yeah, it did.
Damn
All right,
you,
gentlemen,
Liliana.
we have gone well over now.
We'll have to edit this.
Will we go? We're not going to edit anything.
Yeah,
Let's go straight to Zazu very quickly. No
I'm
delaying
very-
tactics. Connor.
Okay, because zombies like to reach out and grab things, I would recommend keep your hair trimmed nice and short so it's not a pullable length, and make sure not to wear anything that has hoods or any baggy clothing.
Okay. In a zombie apocalypse world, you are going to need to move safely around the city, and the rooftops are a great place to do that. So join your local parkour group now and get some jumping across building skills, because it will be quite valuable when you're going on those runs to get food.
Francis!
During the zombie apocalypse, make sure you make sure when you settle down in some sort of settle, whatever, that you have clear areas for disposing of human waste, because you don't want to get dysentery or typhoid or something. Can you get dysentery anyway?
Do you dig the hole before or after?
It's before.
It's before.
Good Zazu tip, Fran.
Yeah, well done. Okay, well that's us for this week. Boys, how can everyone get in contact with us?
Well, if you want to find us on Facebook, we're aware that our Facebook group is actually quite hard to find. So don't just search Geeks in the Closet on Facebook. Instead, if you go to the link geeksinthecloset.com/Facebook, it'll redirect you straight to our Facebook group, and you can give us a like there and see what we're yapping on about.
Great. Fran, our amazing website.
Is www.geeksinthecloset.com.
And do check it out. We have a lot of articles going up there, a lot of links to a lot of exciting things. Our website's quite good. T's pretty proud of it. It looks amazing. If you want to give us a tweet or check out our Twitter account, we are at GeeksITC. You will find us there. Also, I think it's important to mention that we are fully live now, and if you would like to download this podcast, which you already have because you're listening to us now, but you can find us on the iTunes Store, SoundCloud, Podbean, Podcast Addict. You can also get us
Stitcher
on our website.
Radio, I think, as well.
YouTube, did we mention
YouTube. Oh, we have our YouTube channel. Yeah, you can find us there as well. Geeks in the Closet.
Make sure it's Geeks in the Closet.
Yeah, we're not geek in the closet. There is four of us in here. It's pretty cramped. And don't forget to rate, share, and subscribe. And I think that's us done for this week.
For another episode.
Okay, I have been Jay.
I have been Connor.
Fortunately, I've been Fran.
Make sure to tune in next week to hear Fran's first solo rendition of Geeks in the Closet theme song. Bye!
Bye.